Peace and blessings, light and love. It is your girl, Professor RayeQueen. Visit my website, RayeQueen.com, or you can visit me at TrueSoulFood.com. That's TrueSoulFood.com. And today we're talking about food. Just tell me what to eat. I know that there has been an information overload in the health industry about food, which diet is the best diet, which food is good for you, which one is bad for you. It's too much. And so I am just going to do what I've been told by so many of you, which is, girl, could you stop telling me all that other stuff and just tell me what to eat? And that's what we're going to do today. So first I want to talk about food as medicine. And I do talk very quickly because I want to get through this presentation as quickly as possible. I do not like doing long videos because I think life is too simple for that. Just tell you what it is. You can go on with your day. So, but very quickly, I know you've heard the quote, food, let food be thy medicine and let the medicine be thy food. And we've been told that Hippocrates was the one who said that. My research has indicated that Imhotep, the father of medicine in Kemetic or Egyptian science, was the first one to actually say that. And it is so true. I cannot stress enough how important food is to our health. And I'm talking about real food. Some of the things that we've been eating and putting into our bodies is not real food. And the great and wonderful thing about food is that our bodies are medicine makers. And if we put the right foods in it, our bodies naturally convert that food into the medicine that we need to heal our bodies. For example, parsley is a natural blood cleanser. Cilantro, cilantro binds to heavy toxins and removes them from your body, heavy metals, and removes them from your body. Fiber and gelatinous foods like chia seeds, excuse me, and aloe vera binds to toxins and removes them from our body. So we have to learn to eat real foods and the right food so that we can be healthy. The other thing you need to know about food being thy medicine is that your body is not broken down into compartments like we've been taught. Um, I, I know that we've categorized certain number of organs and blood and tissue as the nervous system and the reproductive system and all that type of thing, but we're holistic beings. And you cannot heal yourself in one area and not heal in all areas if you are eating a real diet based in foods. So I don't care what you've been diagnosed with. And I have my fingers in air quotes because we don't believe in diagnosing diseases. Either you have a healthy body or you have a body that's imbalanced. And all you can do is restore your health. Once you restore your health, you cannot have a disease because a healthy body will not house impurities. Okay, moving on. So, I know we've been inundated with so many different diets on the market that it is confusing. It confuses me. I used to try to keep up with all the different diets and see what they're teaching, what they're saying do, what they're saying not to do. I stopped doing that. It's ridiculous because the truth is eating healthy is not that complicated. And I know there are diets that are geared towards preventing cancer or a cancer diet or the diabetic diet. I get that. I get that. But like I said before, your body is a divine machine. It is one entity, and you restore your health or you have imbalanced health. And no matter which diet you choose, something's going to happen if you only focus on one area in particular. And so, excuse me, what we've done at True Soul Food and myself, RayeQueen, is we came up with what we call deliberate eating. So easy, so simple. So with deliberate eating, you make conscious and intentional food choices. It's that simple. Conscious and intentional food choices. And all that requires is a little bit of education so that when you go to the grocery store, you know what to buy. And it's not complicated. You don't have to learn all these scientific terms and medical terminologies and what kind of EPAs and DHAs and fat. You don't need all that. I need all that because that's what I do for a living, but you don't need all that. When you go to the grocery store, you need to make deliberate choices. So we've broken down the word deliberate into an acronym. D is don't eat added ingredients. Sodium nitrates, preservatives, additives, food coloring, anything that's been added to a food, you don't want it. Just put that package down and walk away. You want food that has maybe, and I use this kind of loosely, 2 or 3 ingredients added to it. And those ingredients should be something that you can pronounce. If you can't pronounce it, or it has a whole list of ingredients on the back of the package of macaroni, that's not the one you want. Okay? E, eat real food. That means produce. Shop the perimeter of the store if you want real food 9 times out of 10. If you shop the perimeter, that's where you're going to find your produce and your freezer items, things that will perish if they're taken out of the refrigerator. Usually means they're whole foods. Usually, there are some exceptions, but your chances are greater if you're shopping the perimeter of the store. L, leave bleach alone. White flour, white sugar, white pasta has to go. Whole wheat, people, that has to go too, because whole wheat is usually just a refined wheat, which means it has also been stripped of its nutrients and its minerals. We are going to start buying whole grain pasta, whole grain bread, whole grain flours, or other flours like chickpea flours. That's the one I use and I love. Chickpea flours. And then you're going to get pure sugar, pure cane natural sugar. Um, that's what I use. You're not going to buy white sugar. You're not going to use, what do you call it, artificial sweeteners. The word artificial in it should tell you right there to leave it alone. Okay? On. I, ingest mostly plants and herbs. Plants, spinach, kale, collards, cauliflower, broccoli, parsley, cilantro, all of those foods that come from the ground are the ones you're going to want to eat. Excuse me. B, back off the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are carbohydrates should be treated like wine or whatever your drink of choice is. A little bit of it is okay, but too much carbohydrates can be very, very bad for you, for your health. I don't care which disease or ailment you're suffering from. Too many carbs are bad for you. Carbs convert to sugar, which converts to glucose, which causes a lot of problems. Cancer is glucose dependent. Diabetes is glucose dependent, type 2. I mean, it just goes on and on. So we're going to back off the carbohydrates. That means you cannot have French fries every day. You cannot have fried potatoes every day. You shouldn't be frying foods anyway. You need to buy an air fryer. Excuse me. But you can have it every now and then, just like a glass of wine. And another interesting thing is that you need to know there are carbohydrates in a lot of vegetables. Things like Brussels sprouts, uh, cauliflower, and things like oysters and pumpkin seeds. They have, and berries, which is a fruit. They have a lot of carbs in it. So you're going to be careful about how many carbs you eat. E, eat small amounts of fruit. 2 or 3 servings of fruit a day. I know you've been told otherwise, you've heard otherwise, but fruit is high in sugar, even if it is naturally occurring sugar, which is not good for anybody. Eat a small amount of fruit. 2 servings a day is fine, but 2 or 3 are fine as well. If you cook with fruit, like, I jerk chicken with some mango salsa on top, that's fine. That's fine, but I'm talking about eating fruit, a banana, an apple, an orange, and eating that by itself. Eat fruit alone, like a snack, because it's digested differently than the rest of the food that we put into our bodies. Okay? Remove dairy. Cow's milk is for cows. If you are a cow, go ahead and drink some cow's milk. But if you're not, it's going to cause growth in your body, cancerous growth, cyst growth, a bunch of growth, because that's what it does. That's what milk does. That's why adults give their youth milk, because it helps them to grow. And so you want to stay away from that. There are plenty of dairy-free alternatives on the market that are just as good. If you cannot completely remove dairy, just minimize it, kind of like the carbohydrates. Okay. A, add meat as a seasoning. Eat meat the way our ancestors used to eat meat, and that's as a seasoning. Put some turkey legs in your pot of greens. Put some whatever you hog mogs in your black eyed peas, whatever it is you grew up with. And I don't want to promote veganism anymore because I've come to realize through working with my clients that most of y'all just will not become a vegan. And so it's not necessary. But you do need to cut down your meat consumption. Like I said, use it as a seasoning. And if you're going to eat it by itself, it needs to be very minimal. It should be the smallest portion of food on your plate. Very small. You cannot eat a whole slab of ribs or a chicken leg, a chicken brat, a chicken thigh, breast, wing, all in one setting. You just can't do it. It has to be the smallest amount, the smallest portion of food on your plate, and the largest portion on your plate should be vegetables. We can talk more about that later on. And then tea, treat beans as fiber. Beans are good for you, but they're also, because they have fiber in it, but they're also high in carbohydrates. And you want to be careful with that. So you want to treat it as fiber so that it can remove the junk from your intestinal tract, which it does do. And eat beans maybe, 2 or 3, maybe 4 times a week is plenty. Small servings is plenty of beans, but don't eat too many of them. Eat healthy oils like like organic extra virgin olive oil, grapeseed oil, or coconut oil. Those are the healthy oils that tend not to clog your arteries when you ingest them. So now that was a very brief, quick overview of deliberate eating. If you want more information, visit the website at truesoulfood.com. That will be in the description box below. And when you go to the website, you can buy a little guide to deliberate eating. It's about 4 or 5 pages long, maybe 6 pages. And it has a grocery list. So when you go grocery shopping, you know the things that you should be buying. And it is broken down by season. So you know what to buy during which season. It has a list of companies that tend to be non-genetically modified or free of additives like preservatives and antibiotics and things of that sort. So when you go to the grocery store, you know which food brand is best to buy. My favorite thing is the restaurant listing. There's a restaurant listing that has a list of restaurants that you should avoid because they have a lot of bad stuff in their food, and restaurants that you can enjoy because they are dedicated to providing healthy food. I found out that Olive Garden was on that list and it broke my heart. I have to say past tense, Olive Garden, but I cannot support them anymore because they have a big fat F. They're doing way too much with their meat and their food. So anyway, that deliberate guide is only $5. You should buy it, print it off, and take it with you whenever you go to the grocery store, whenever you go out to eat. Use it to help shape your life. It's very easy to make this transition and become a healthier version of yourself. Again, my name is Professor RayeQueen. You can find me on my website at RayeQueen.com. You can also find me at True Soul Food. That's TrueSoulFood.com. And as always, I'm wishing you the very best in health. And remember that laughter should be the only thing that hurts. Peace and blessings.